Welcome to the channel, Lake District and Wasdale. We parked just at Overbeck Bridge car park for £9. I mean, National Trust, they've got a cheek, haven't they? In fact, I think last time we parked here, I don't think we had to pay. Rob in there, singing away. It's a glorious morning. Right, what are we doing today? We're doing two Wainwrights. We're doing Yewbarrow and Red Pike. But for Yewbarrow, we're not going anywhere near Bell Rib or Stirrup Crag. We've been up Bell Rib and down Stirrup Crag before, so we're going to see if we can find an avoiding path that goes diagonally down between the two tops of Yewbarrow and down to Dore Head. So we're going to do round the valley to Dore Head and then out and back if we can find that path up to Yewbarrow and over to Red Pike, and from Red Pike down to Scoat Tarn and then follow the stream down from Scoat Tarn. So while we make our way to the foot of Yewbarrow, we'll have a quick look at the route. So that's above my head there, that's Bell Rib, that's direct route up Yewbarrow, and back down there when we came through the gorse there was a kissing gate on the right hand side. If you'd have gone through that would take you up there, and I'd originally planned to go so far up there and then branch off left on a higher path that goes around the lower slopes. So I'm just going to stick to this path by the stream. It's a lovely morning. This takes us right round to Dore Head. I've been down this way before. In fact, first time we did Yewbarrow, we went up Bell Rib, down Stirrup Crag, and then back along this way. So yeah, we'll follow this path by the stream, and from what I recall, I think it might be a bit boggy further up. No great hardship, look at that. Looking back down over Wast Water. Glorious morning. Right, on we go. So just after that gate, the footpath crosses over the stream and goes up there, but there is a bit of a path going up this side as well. So I'm going to carry on up here and see if I can pick up the original route that I'd plotted a bit higher up. I think these should kind of converge further up. Right, so we'll see what happens up here. Well, it's a bit vague in places, this path coming up this side, but there is something there to follow. It's a bit boggy in places and a bit rocky in others, but I mean, it's lovely. Either side of Over Beck, stunning views. Now then, we've got to, I think, head off pathless a bit now and see if we can find this footpath further up there that was our original route. We'll go up diagonally. Right, up we go. So we branched off diagonally upwards and pathless away from Over Beck, and we have picked up a faint path here, but it's a bit below where the footpath's marked on the map, but it's going in the right direction anyway. We're just heading up towards Dore Head, so there's no issues. And even that pathless section, it's just short grass. Well, it is at the moment. There might be a bit of bracken around later on it, yeah. Yeah, so we're on another bit of a path. Oh, right upwards. So that faint trod that we were following, that fizzled out. So we had another really short pathless section. And now we're back on the original planned route. So follow this up to Dore Head and then see if we can find this this path that goes diagonally up to Yewbarrow, and we'll do that section as an out and back down to Dore Head, then up to Red Pike. Glorious. On we go. So here we are at the bottom of the diagonal path that'll take us up to Yewbarrow. I don't know if you can make it out up there. There's some people coming down it. So yeah, it's an out and back here, back down to Dore Head, then up onto Red Pike. Right, up there. So we're now on the path that runs along Yewbarrow, heading up to the Wainwright top. There is another top back that way, top of Stirrup Crag, which is a burkitt. We've done that though. These views, look at that over to Scafell range, Great Gable, Kirkfell, Pillar, and where we're going next, Red Pike, and then over that way to Allen. Right, so we're going to get up here, top of Yewbarrow. I think we'll find somewhere up there for coffee and a chew. So here we are, top of Yewbarrow, and views there, looking down Wast Water and Hillgill Head and Winrig, and over to the Irish Sea, Middlefell and Allen, and then that's over there. I think that's Haycock, and then where we're going next is Red Pike, and then over to Pillar. We're going to have coffee and a chew, and then I'll set camera up and show you the views that way, because over to Great Gable and Scafell's, they're stunning. So we're just going to have coffee and a chew. So if you'd like to help us out on the channel, there's that QR code there. If you scan that, that'll take you to buy me a coffee, and you can buy us coffee and a chew for a future episode. If you'd like to help out with bringing more videos, that'd be much appreciated. So yeah, I'm going to put my coat back on, it's chilly up here. We'll have coffee and a chew, and then I'll show you views over there. Right, see you in a bit. So we've had coffee and a chew. Look at these views. That's looking over to, well, right down here is Burnmoor Tarn, Boat Howe. Other side of Boat Howe is Heart of Fell. Then over to Coniston Range, right in the far distance. And this way is Scafell, Simmons Knot, Scafell Pike, and then up here is Lingmel, and then if we go right round, that's a great view up to Great Gable over there, and Kirkfell, and a few people arriving now at the top of Yewbarrow. So yeah, them views are stunning. So we're going to head back off that path that we just come up, down to Dore Head, and then up onto Red Pike. So we've branched off the main path that runs right along the top of Yewbarrow. That's a great view, isn't it? Looking there, Pillar, and down into Wind Gap and Scoat Fell, and then over to where we're going next. So we've got to go all the way down there to go all the way up there, and then from there it's over to Scoat Tarn, and then down from Scoat Tarn. Views today are brilliant, aren't they? That's great, isn't it? So yeah, this is a decent path going down here. So yeah, we'll probably see you when we get back down to Dore Head and start to climb up Red Pike. So that's us back down in Dore Head. That's Stirrup Crag behind us there. Both Charlie and myself have come down there when we did Yewbarrow first time. We went up Bell Rib and down there, and it's very scrambly. Is Stirrup Crag. Charlie had trouble in a couple of places. He'd never get up that way, so if you've got a dog and you're coming this way, use that path. That's a great path, is that? I've never been down there before. Yeah, right, so we're about to start the biggest climb of the day, which is up to Red Pike. Well, it's steady away up here. There's nothing too steep. And that view over there, back to Scafell range again, Great Gable, Kirkfell that way. Oh yeah, right, great views, eh? Up we go. So the gradient has eased a bit momentarily before it gets steep again. And I was thinking that might be the final ascent, but I very much doubt it is. I think that's a false summit. Right, so a few people around now as well. Oh, upwards. So that's all the steep bits done, and we're on the false summit. Not too far and not too steep to the top now. And then it's all downhill from there. So I think we'll get over Red Pike. If there aren't too many people up there, see if I can set camera up and give you a spin round. Might be busy. And then from there we'll drop down to Scoat Tarn. I think we'll have our lunch down at Scoat Tarn. Right, onto the top. So here we are on Red Pike. I tell you what, you don't want to be going other side of that cairn. It's just a sheer drop down there. So what are we looking at here? If we come over this way, there's Scoat Fell over there. And from Scoat Fell, you drop down into Wind Gap, and then up other side of Wind Gap to Pillar, and then down from Pillar to Looking Steads, and then beyond that, right in the distance is Blencathra, and then if you come right from Blencathra, you can see Clough Head and the Dodds, and over this way Helvellyn, and then just here is Kirkfell, Great Gable, then you've got Great End, and I think it's Hill Crag before you get to Scafell Pike, and Simmons Knot, Scafell. Charlie, don't want him going too near the edge. Simmons Knot, Scafell, and then other side of that and further on is Coniston Fells, and then the triangular one is that's Heart of Fell. So then if you keep coming round, I don't know if you can make out on here, but there's Burnmoor Tarn, and then over to the Dudden Estuary, and then right on the far skyline over there is Black Combe. And if we drop down below them, there's Winrig, Ilgill Head, you can see Wast Water, and then Middle Fell, Buckbarrow, Seat Allen, and there's the delights of Sellafield there. Then the Solway Firth. I can see, you won't be able to make out, but I can see Isle of Man, but you won't be able to make it out on here. And then there's Haycock over here. So that's a full spin round. So we drop down into like Call down here, and then we head off down to Scoat Tarn, and we're going to have our lunch down there. This way, Charlie. So that's us in the bottom of the col between Red Pike and Scoat Fell. So we've turned off onto a very faint path which takes us down to Scoat Tarn. And you just saw there the views over Scoat Tarn are absolutely stunning, aren't they? So we're going to go down there and have our lunch. Well, we were following a very indistinct, it was no more than a sheep trod going down there, and I just noticed by these, you see that old fence post there, there's a path going down that little ridge there. So we're going to get onto that, and then hopefully not too boggy around the side of the tarn, and then down at bottom end where them two boulders are, I think we'll have lunch down there. So we're down at Scoat Tarn, and if you are coming down this way. Look out for where the path crosses this stream, and then it follows a line of old fence posts down this little ridge, and it's quite a distinct path coming down there. Right, so we're going to make our way to the other end of Scoat Tarn, and then we're going to have our lunch over there. So here we are at the other end of Scoat Tarn. We came down sort of by this stream here. Yeah, it was a bit squelchy coming around there as well. Right, so yeah, we're going to pop ourselves down here and have our lunch. And last time I was here, it was during my mountain leader training, and we wild camped just up there. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was when I became a trained navigator, don't you know? Right, lunchtime. So lunch was very pleasant, and we've made our way onto a very faint path, making its way down by this stream. Whether it's a path or a sheep trod, I've no idea, but it's vague. It's leading us in the right direction, and we've got great views in front of us again. I'll put you onto the camera. That's looking down to Middle Fell and Seat Allen, and we've got the place to ourselves again once we branched off the path at that col between Red Pike and Scoat Fell. Nobody else coming down here. Yeah, it's brilliant. Right, looks like it could get a bit squelchy down there, so we'll make our way down and see. So we've made our way down that faint path and onto this bridleway. Well, I mean it's marked on the map as a bridleway, but I've seen better bridleways. It's still a bit vague, and we've still got the place completely to ourselves. Well, and a few sheep. Yeah, it's brilliant. We've just come down from up there, and it's starting to get a bit hazy now. A bit of drizzle in the air, maybe. That's not forecast. Right, we follow this all the way back down into Wasdale now, so hopefully no route finding issues. Right, down we go. Well, there's not much to show you or tell you, I'm afraid, coming down here at the moment. We're just plodding our way along by Over Beck. It's actually turned into a bit of a trudge, as this bridleway. I mean, it's turned into more of a decent path now anyway, but that's where we've come from, right down this valley. We've not been up there, that's Haycock. We came down from over there. Nobody else coming down this way there. And we might have some views coming up in front of us shortly, looking over Wast Water. Scafell's just coming into view over there. Oh, right. We'll continue plodding along here. So you know what I'm like for getting names at hills wrong. When I just said about that at the top of the valley was Haycock. It's not, it's Scoat Fell. This is Haycock. Yeah. Right. Oh, and we might have some views coming up in front of us in a bit. So that was looking over Dore Head and Wainwrights. This has been as slog as this bridleway. Oh, I'll be glad to get back. Oh look, a bit of a waterfall. First feature we've seen for about 3 miles. Yeah, it's not been the best of paths. Oh, and we've been in valley all the way down as well. We've not had any views. So yeah, it's been a bit of a trudge. Oh, not that far to, I think we've, well, about a mile I think. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, blooming heck, that. I wonder if I can get a shot of that. Oh, there's a path going down. I'll have to show you this down. There's a, oh, looks like a brilliant plunge pool. Right, let me see if I can get down there. Oh, brilliant, isn't it? And that's that pool looks quite deep as well. It's a lovely colour, crystal clear. Yeah, that'd be great on a summer day. After you've finished this walk, get yourself in there. Yeah, brilliant. Right, got to get back to the main path now. Ooh. Right, see you in a bit. So we've branched off that bridleway. We're going to drop down by this fence line, keep the road section to a minimum. We come out down here on the road at Overbeck Bridge, and we're parked just over there at Overbeck Bridge. And we've got good views again now, haven't we? Look, oh, it's a Scafell, there's this slight side over there. Scafell, Pike, Lingmel, yeah, and Yewbarrow, where we were this morning. Right, so before we get onto the road, I'm going to sign off, I think. So, what about the walk? Well, we've been on 2 new paths. That route up that we did up and down Yewbarrow, that was a new path for us, and that's all right. Is that? I mean, if you want to go up Bell Rib and then come down that way, we've both done Bell Rib and Stirrup Crag before, but yeah, if you go up Bell Rib and down that path, saves you going down Stirrup Crag, which is a bit naughty, especially with the dog. And like I said earlier, Charlie had difficulty in a couple of sections, and he certainly wouldn't have got up it. So yeah, that was all right. And then the ridge, Red Pike, over to where we dropped down. There was a few people over there, but once we dropped down to Scoat Tarn from that col, we've not seen anybody all the way back. So that's been good. But this path back along Overbeck, it's been a slog. It's been Mickleden-esque, especially, well, like I say, being in valley and no views at all. I mean, we've got them now. Now we've popped out the bottom of it, and that waterfall and plunge pool were good back there. So it's redeeming itself a bit now. But yeah, it's been a slog. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully see you on the next one. Ta-ra!